An oscilloscope is a powerful measuring and diagnostics tool used by electrical technicians and electrical engineers. In this video, I will present to you an overview of how to use an oscilloscope and how to take measurements. This is an oscilloscope. Turn the oscilloscope on by pushing the button on top. On the left-hand side of the oscilloscope is a screen that graphs the input signal. This graph compares time and voltage. From this graph, you can find out many things. These include voltage levels, frequency, duty cycle, and the type of wave being measured. This is an oscilloscope probe. This end plugs into the oscilloscope. Push it into the input port, and then twist it clockwise. This is the negative terminal of the probe. You can clamp this onto the ground of a circuit. This is the positive side terminal of a probe. Pull the shaft back to expose the probe tip. Clamp the probe onto the place in the circuit board you wish to compare to ground. Plug the probe into the channel 1 port. Clamp the negative terminal onto the circuit's ground. Clamp the positive terminal onto the point you wish to measure compared to ground. In this case, we will place it on the supply wire and measure the circuit's supply. We are now measuring the input signal of this circuit board, and the oscilloscope is creating a graph to represent this signal. This is the graph of the signal that we are measuring. This wave has a voltage of 4.04 volts. Watch as I change the input signal using my signal generator. There are many different types of waves, and an oscilloscope is able to measure them all. Oftentimes, when an oscilloscope graphs a signal, the signal does not fit all the way onto the screen. To fix this, push the auto scale button located at the top right of the oscilloscope. As you can see, the graph now fits comfortably between the margins of the screen. You can also adjust the picture manually by adjusting the vertical and horizontal control knobs. These knobs on the left control the vertical part of the graph. The vertical axis correlates to voltage. Change where the graph is located vertically and what the vertical scale is. These knobs on the right control the horizontal positioning of the graph and the horizontal scale. The horizontal axis represents time. Sometimes it is necessary to compare two different signals. To do this, connect another probe into channel 2. Channel 1 is now measuring the source signal for this circuit. Channel 2 is measuring a point inside of the circuit that has been amplified. Turn channel 2 on by pushing the channel 2 button just to the right of the screen. I'm going to go ahead and auto scale these. As you can see, the wave being compared to the source is a little larger and a little distorted. We will shift both graphs horizontally to have the signals overlapping. I am shifting both of the signals vertically until they are on the x-axis. You can only move one graph at a time, so once you have moved one channel, you need to switch channels to move the other signal. I am freezing the graph by pressing the Run Stop button found in the upper right of the oscilloscope. The yellow line is the power source, and the blue line is the source that has been amplified inside of the circuit. In the bottom left of the screen, you can see voltage peak to peak. Sometimes it is necessary to display different measurements such as voltage max, frequency, period, and duty cycle. To display a measurement, press the measure button found here in the upper left. We want to measure voltage, so we will push the button that correlates to voltage. We now have the option to choose what types of voltage we would like to measure. We can scroll through the options using this knob. We would like to choose voltage max, Vmax. Press in on the knob to select voltage max. You can see voltage max appear next to V peak to peak on the bottom of the screen. Now we will set the frequency. Push the time button. Select the frequency option using the selector knob. The frequency has appeared here at the bottom of the screen, but it is being blocked by the menu. We will shut off the menu so we can see it. Now you can see that the frequency is 1 kilohertz, Vmax is 2.96 volts, and V peak to peak is 4.04 volts. Oscilloscopes are a fascinating device. Because of their wide range of uses and their many buttons, they can be very overwhelming at first. I hope that this training video has been helpful to you. Good luck, and remember to have fun while exploring the wonderful world of electronics.